this Parayanam, this is a very important paddhati, a very important a way of prayers in the 9 days of the goddess Durga. Important to know whether you do it or not. But these 3 sections of worship are said to be done to invoke the goddess in you. And therefore there is a Brahma Granthi Vibhedini, Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, and Rudra Granthi Vibhedini. Like this, the goddess in her power, she is invoked as Navadurga, invoked within. There are people who make Navaratri a very powerful inner sadhana. Others in the culture, they chant, they recite, they pray. But this Navadurga, the 9 forms of the goddess for worship is really, in any form she is worshipped, she manifests and blesses. And here you have the Navadurga, these 9 goddesses as Adi Shakti. She is same, Parashakti, Adi Shakti, the universal goddess. She controls the planets. The 9 planets are controlled by her. She materializes as Shakti and she maintains the cosmic order. Our galaxy is maintained in place, the balance is kept because of Durga, Navadurga. And so we have in these 9 avatars, the 9 incarnations of the goddess, you have the first one, Shailaputri. And here as Shailaputri, she is connected to the moon. She brings about the nature of the moon. How the moon is connected to your astrological chart. Well, in invoking goddess Durga, Shailaputri, you receive the blessings of Chandra Devata. Every planet is connected in this galaxy to each goddess. And she also represents, she is the daughter of Himalaya. She is born there as Shailaputri. The first day of Navaratri is dedicated to the goddess. And she represents the Prithvi Tattva also, the earth element. Well, we have in her form, when you do upasana, worship of the goddess in this form, she rides a Nandi, she holds a Trishul, a trident in her right hand and a lotus in her left hand. And this form of goddess Parvati is worshipped. Then you have the goddess Brahmacharini on the second day. I've been seeing these messages. Second day is Brahmacharini, and she is a goddess who prayed for Lord Shiva's hand, because in the previous birth she becomes Sati. And seeking God, Lord Shiva, as he is drawn to asceticism, Brahmacharini, this beautiful goddess, has a very simple form. She walks barefooted. She holds a japamala and a kamandalu and sits in penance of Lord Shiva, who finally accepts her. Accepts her because a child is to be born called Kartikeya, Skanda. And this child is to kill Tarakasura. And so it is in this marriage of Lord Shiva and Parvati that Skanda Devata would be born. The second day of Brahmacharini, This goddess governs Mangal or Mars planet, and she is worshipped for all fortunes. Remaining an ascetic, she blesses her devotees with all fortunes. She represents in the body, the first one represents Mooladhara Chakra, the second one is worshipped in invocation in Swadhisthana Chakra. Like this, you have various levels of worship, physical form or subtle form or inner invocations. Each Devi is invoked in various ways by different devotees depending on which lineage or what form of worship you are connected to. The third form of the goddess is Chandraghanta Mata. And here she is an embodiment of serenity. She incarnates as Chandraghanta or Ranachandi, she is also called. While she is serene, she can also become, destructive. When she sees Shumbha and Nishumbha, she takes a malevolent form and destroys these demons. She rides a tiger, she has 3 netra, 3 eyes. And this Chamunda Devi or Ranachandra, Chamunda Devi, she governs Venus or Shukra planet. She represents the fire tattva, Agni tattva. The previous one represents Jala tattva. She represents fire or Manipura chakra. You have the next Devi called Kushmanda. And Kushmanda is a beautiful goddess. She likes Bali of white pumpkin, Kushmanda. That's how she gets the name Kushmanda. And she is the source of Lord Surya's sun god's power. She is the source of that power. She rides a lion. She also holds a japamala, and she is the one who provides Ashtasiddhi and Navanidhi. She can provide all powers, all that you want in life. This is the goddess, and Lord Sun is governed by her. And she is associated with Anahata Chakra and Vayu Tattva. Well, immense light. Kushmanda Devi, she has the creation in her. And therefore she has a radiance of 100 suns. Brilliance is her form, and she resides in the heart of the sun where no other gods or goddesses can enter. This is how the imagery of the goddess. Then you have Skanda Mata. The 5th day of Navaratri we worship Skanda Mata, and the goddess sits holding Skanda, the little child who is born for killing Tarakasura. Well, because she holds a child, she has 2 lotuses, no weapons. She is a benign form of the mother, holding the child in one hand and blessing in the other hand is her beautiful form, and symbolized by a lotus with 16 petals, and which is the throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, and she governs Buddha planet or Mercury planet. You can understand how the 9 planets, the entire galaxy is ruled by this universal goddess. Goddess Katyayani, worshipped on the 6th day of Navaratri, and she was the one who was invoked by Radha, by Sita, by Rukmini for a vara, for a husband. Well, but when she gets furious, while she is benign form, when she is furious with the tyranny of the demons, Asuras, Ghora Rupa, she becomes Mahakali, she becomes Bhadrakali, she becomes Chandika. She is called Durga, she is called Bhavani. And so here you have in this form, she is also mentioned in this Skanda Purana, in Taittiriya Aranyaka of Yajurveda. She is mentioned in Devi Bhagavatam, and she is the four-armed goddess. And this goddess, very, very beautiful. You find she is the one who controls Jupiter planet or Brihaspati. She is a provider of knowledge. She is connected to Agnya Chakra, and she represents the Akasha Tattva, the element of space. You have the 7th day of worship, a very, very important day where goddess is worshipped as Kala Ratri. You may wonder why. Kala Ratri is the most ferocious form of the goddess. And she is called Raudri. She is a destructive aspect of Shakti. And her forms are Bhairavi, Mrityu, Rudrani, Chamunda, Chandi. You may wonder, hey, why we worship such ferocious forms? She is ferocious for the asuras. But for a true bhakta, even the most ferocious form is benign. It is mother's form. Like, you know the story of Prahlada. In that Narasimha Avatara, when after Hiranyakashipu is killed, Narasimha Avatara of the Lord, half lion, half man, he is furious. Ghora Rupa. No one can go near that form except this little child Prahlada. And when he goes near, innocent, trusting, his father has come, knows there is nothing to fear anymore. Lord Narasimha lifts the child and keeps him on his lap. This is the attitude of a bhakta. A devotee is not petrified by a furious form of the goddess. No, ferocious form, no. And so Kala Ratri is that divine form. She is also associated with Sahasrara Chakra or Saturn. The planet is Shani or Saturn and also represents Akasha Tattva. All these forms of the goddess, 7th day, Kala Ratri. And hence we on 7th night, I am sure some of you have done the ritual also, where even the asuras come to see the goddess when you keep Navaratri in your altar. They say some of these harmless demons come to receive her prasada. Because they want to live, they don't want to be destroyed. And they live but they don't harm, they don't hurt. That's why in our psychology, something so beautiful and unique in the Vedic, in our culture is, we are never told to wipe out your emotions of jealousy and anger and destructive nature. Sometimes you can't wipe it out because it's not in your hands. It may be coming from you don't know which life. When you see somebody, he invokes in you, he provokes from you a fury, a anger. I don't know from which life. How can you get rid of that? You may not be able to get rid of it. You need not get rid of it. Because Asura Shaktis are there in you and around. But, yes, you can see that you don't release these powers out from within and destroy others. That you can prevent. That is in your hands. And therefore asuras are also seeking prasada. And so here Kalaratri, she governs Shani or Saturn. 8th day, Ashtami, is a day very, very sacred. Durga Ashtami is a very sacred day which happens to be today. It's a day of Mahagauri. The goddess as Mahagauri, and she represents purity, she represents innocence. She is one who is worshipped. In fact, today is a day where innocence is worshipped, goddess as innocent. Those who are into Sri Chakra Upasana and so on, the goddess is looked upon as Bala, child. Tripura Sundari is in the form of Bala. She comes with her 9 attendants, Kanyas. They are also Kanyas. And so Kanya Puja is done. Where is creation without Shakti? And Shakti manifests as Navakanya, and therefore Navakanya Puja is done. And then she grows into, for Sumangali Puja is done. Like this she is worshipped in different stages of life. A very, very important, form of the goddess. And she governs, she holds Trishul and Damaru. Represents, closely associated with Lord Shiva, Mahagauri, worshipped as Mahagauri, and she is a sign of, like Shailaputri, she also rides the Nandi, bull. She governs Rahu, the planet. Finally, we have Siddhidhatri, the 9th one, goddess as Siddhidhatri. She governs Ketu, and she can be on a lion or a tiger, or she may sit, more common, on a lotus. She alone is the Mula Rupa, the essence of Parvati, goddess Parvati. And she is the one who removes ignorance. She is the one who gives Brahma Vidya. She is worshipped by the celestials, the Siddhas, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Devas, the Asuras, all seek her. And this form of the goddess, very, very beautiful. She holds Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma in her 4 hands. Thus you have, in this form, Siddhadhatri form, the 9th Durga, Nava Durga. In her resides Brahmacharini, in her resides Shailaputri, in her resides Mahagauri, in her is Kalaratri, Katyayani, Skandamata. All the energies, all that is there, the different forms described, all of them are finally in Siddhadhatri, Durga. This is the Nava Durga worship.